Hey, this is Nick with Obsessed Garage and welcome to OG Academy. Today we're going to be talking about Ego batteries and chargers. A little bit of background information that I think you should know about Ego batteries before we get into the what you should buy, what you shouldn't buy stuff. So every Ego battery, you're going to see two numbers on the front. You're going to see 56 volts and then you're going to see an amp hour rating. 56 volt is referring to the power output of the battery. All of Ego's line is 56 volts. So think the engine in a car, the amount of power the battery can deliver. Since they're all the same, you don't really need to worry about this number. The other number you'll see is the amp hour rating. This one right here is a 2.5 amp hour. You'll see it's kind of small. This one is a 12 amp hour battery, and you can see the size difference in this one. Basically, all amp hour is referring to is the duration that the battery can run for. So think the gas inside of a car. Logically, you would think you'd want the most amp hours for every battery, but when we add more capacity, we're adding more weight to the battery. There's more internal cells on the inside. So some jobs, you'd want to use a small 2.5 amp hour battery, like drying your car or using a weed eater. And then other things like using a push mower, you'd want to go with something like the 12 amp hour battery. All of Ego batteries are what they call an arc lithium package. So basically what that means is there's a lot of lithium cells in an arc pattern. And you'll notice around these battery packs there is proper ventilation that is there to keep all of those fuel cells cool. If you know anything about batteries, you know that more heat basically means less power. All of these power cells are also equipped with a computer on the front. This regulates how much they are pulling from certain batteries and not pulling from other ones, again, to maintain a proper temperature within the battery, make sure you're not damaging it, things like that. Last thing you need to know before we get into the technicals of it is that you have two options when it comes to battery buttons on the front. There is one with a fuel gauge and without a fuel gauge. All that really means is it will tell you how much battery is left versus just showing you that it is or isn't charged. When you first get into Ego tools, you're bound to be buying a lot of Ego tool packages or tool kits, basically meaning that you're buying the Ego tool itself, like the blower, and it will come with a charger and a battery. Most of these kits are going to come with a 5 amp hour battery, a 4 amp hour battery, or a 2.5 amp hour battery. So you're bound to end up with a handful of these. If you're looking to replace batteries or buy new ones just to have extras, I would recommend going with, for smaller tools, the 5 amp hour battery or the 7.5 amp hour battery if you can deal with a little bit of that extra weight on the end of your tools. If you are using things like the riding mower or their push mower, you're going to want to consider the 12 amp hour battery. I don't feel there's a need for the 10 amp hour battery. The extra weight is not that much more significant on the 12 and the added capacity is definitely noticeable. Now that we've discussed batteries themselves, let's talk about chargers. If you buy a tool package or a tool kit, it will come included with their base level charger, but naturally you're going to want to get another charger or two if you plan on having multiple batteries and multiple tools. If you're only going to get one charger, I would recommend getting the dual port charger. It does not offer rapid charging, but it's a great tool to have in your locker or in your cabinet, and it ensures that you'll always have at least one battery charged as there's two charging at the same time. Another option, and the other one I would recommend picking up if you're looking for additional chargers, is their 700 watt turbo charger. The benefit to this one is that it can charge something like a 2.5 amp hour battery in less than 30 minutes. Additionally, you can connect this to Ego's app and track your battery charging in real time. This is great if you perhaps forgot to charge your battery and you're in the middle of a wash. You can throw on a small battery and have it fully charged by the time it comes to dry. Hopefully you took something away from this video regarding Ego batteries. If you want to know any of the technical numbers or things like that, I would recommend going to Ego's website, as that is a great resource for that information. As always, everything you see here is available on our website, and if you have any questions or concerns, please let us know down in the comments or reach out directly at support@Obsessed Garage.